I'm surprised that there's more bugs to talk about, but there are. These bugs are quite different from bugs we've spoken about before. Our first bug is to do with an asset is clipping into the wall, and if we take a closer look, as you can see, the shelf is inside the wall. This has been happening for quite a while. I thought it would be fixed by now, but it is still happening. Our next bug is to do with Shelly being able to fly. What do I mean by that? So this user said, I didn't know what happened, but I learned how to fly. I swear I'm not an exploiter. Let's take a look. So they're on the Halloween map, they're playing Shelly, and they're stuck in between the cauldron and a wall. How did they get there? What is going on? And as you can see, the Toon is floating in the air. That's super spooky, especially on the Halloween map. I guess she was stuck there until the end of the floor and was forced to leave. If something like this happens to you, if you are able to record it, then record it. But you need to be very careful with bugs like these because you can trigger the anti-exploit and the game will think you're exploiting. So it's very dangerous to stay in this position if you know there's no way out. But of course, try and record it if it does happen to you. Our next bug is to do with Rudy and his skins. This user said, almost 1 year and my Rudy's still like this. And as you can see, they are using Bluebell Rudy, but the skin hasn't loaded properly and it's been like that for a year for them. Whoa, that's a long time. And it's happening to other users as well. This user has the same problem. As you can see, their Bluebell Rudy textures are not loading properly. So it is happening to other players. And this user has a problem with Bluebell Rudy. His nose isn't even blue. As you can see, let's put Rudy's default skin and Rudy's Bluebell skin side by side. So this is what it's supposed to look like. And their Bluebell Rudy is brown instead of blue. This user said, is Connie's icon supposed to cut like that? Looks a bit unnatural next to other Toon icons. And if we take a closer look, as you can see, Connie's icon does cut off. I've noticed that Blot icon cuts off too. I guess it would be nice if the icon was a bit more fuller. We have more spots where Twisted just suddenly lose aggro. This user sent in this. Let's take a look. So they are playing Eclipse and they are versus a Twisted Shrimpo. Let's see what happens. So they go into this corner and the Shrimpo just loses aggro. So there are more blind spots in other maps as well. And let's take a look at this one. So it's a Sylvester. I'm sure it works on any Twisted. So they go into this corner and the Sylvester just loses aggro. The dev team really need to remove these blind spots because I don't believe they should be there. Our next bug is to do with Flutter's default skin. This user said, is it intentional that Flutter's fluff on her neck is so many colors and has this polygon design? Because in her render, it shows her fluff as a solid color. So this is what the user sees when they play Flutter. That looks so cool. Like it has like a crystal effect, but this is not what Flutter is supposed to look like. As we can see in her render, it's a solid color. This user responded saying, texture bug, my iPad does that. So some mobile devices create this crystal effect on the fluff on Flutter's neck. Our next bug is so cool, weird, funny. So this user said, got stuck, but luckily Twisted Goop was there to help. What? A Twisted helping a Toon? Let's see what happens. Okay, so Flutter is stuck in this spot. I've seen other people get stuck in the spot too. And Twisted Goop comes along and does what? And saves the Flutter. Whoa, that's amazing. That's like a once in a lifetime thing. Our next bug is to do with the Jukebox. So this user said, is it supposed to entirely change color like box and all? So basically this user's Jukebox, I guess it's a Jukebox. The whole model changes color instead of just the lights. As you can see, it's blue here and then it turns green. I've never seen anything like this. Definitely some loading issues going on here. It does look like they're on a mobile device. Definitely a lot of problems with mobile devices. Our next bug is to do with Eclipse's full moon skin. This user sent in this saying random red line on the skin. If we take a closer look, it's true there's like an orange mark under Eclipse's chin or neck area. This has been here ever since Eclipse's skin was released and it still has not been fixed. Our next bug is to do with Rodger. So this user said there's been an issue with Rodger's face and I asked other players if they saw the same thing and they said they saw it too. Let's take a look. So as you can see, Rodger's face has turned into what? I don't even know how to describe that. You guys can see it for yourself. Very weird. I've never seen anything like this. I wonder what's happening and everybody saw it as well. Like what? Danny's World has some weird bugs going on right now. Our next bug is to do with Brusher and her ability working when it shouldn't work. This user said, okay, so I saw Brusher boosting my skill check when they were still on a machine. That's not supposed to happen. Let's take a look. So Brusher is on the machine and she can boost Blot's skill check. As you can see, he is entering and exiting the circle and the boost disappears and reappears. I've never seen anything like that. Danny's World does have a lot of bugs. I'm sure the Brusher is not doing anything fishy. Danny's World does have a lot of problems. Our next problem is to do with Blot and purchasing him from the shop. This user sent in this, and as you can see, if we take a closer look, there's 2 extra T's on Blot, and Blot only has 1 T. I believe this problem has been here ever since Blot was released, which was quite a while ago. We have another problem to do with the shop, and again, this problem has been here for quite a while, and it still has not been fixed. This user said, when I bought Gordy, it said you already own this tower. I don't even know if it's on purpose. Let's take a look. So they're going to buy Gordy and they press purchase and it says you already own this tower. What does that mean? A reason why it probably says tower is because the Blush Crunch dev team may have used the same framework from their previous game called Flavor Frenzy, which was a tower defense game. So that could be a reason why it says tower. We have a problem to do with Twisted Boxton. This user said Boxton is floating slightly, and if we take a closer look, it is true, Boxton does float. Hopefully that can be fixed. We have a problem to do with Finn's prismatic power skin. As you can see in Finn's prismatic power skin, whether he's walking or running, his feet clip into the tail, and Finn players are not happy with this. Finn is getting an optimization along with Rodger, so hopefully the dev team can find a solution to the clipping. Our next bug is to do with being stuck underneath the floor. What? So this user said might just be my lag, but I got teleported under the floor and couldn't get out or move. And they have a series of pictures where they are stuck underneath the floor, and this is where they were stuck, so it's right next to the elevator. As I said before, if things like this happen, if you can get evidence, get some evidence, but you don't want to stay in a position like this too long because you might trigger the anti-cheat system. So things like this is very dangerous. The next bug we're going to talk about is to do with failing a skill check as soon as you complete a machine. What? What does that even mean? So this user said, so you're telling me if you miss a skill check right after the machine is finished, dial doesn't hear it? I noticed a great job at the end. Let's take a look. So this is the dial floor and let's see what happens. So they don't hit a skill check, but the machine completes as soon as the failed skill check was supposed to appear. As you can see, if we freeze the frame, they missed the skill check because the bar went all the way to the end, but it said great job at the same time the machine was completed. Very weird interaction. This user has noticed that Vintage Exon's Hurts face doesn't have the iconic triangle in the eye. We have some problems to do with Twisted Blot's passive form. This user posted this. If we take a closer look, Blot has sunk into the ground, and this user has experienced something similar, and we've got a video of Blot being flipped over. As you can see, it's super creepy. Like, what's going on with Dandy's World? Players have reported that their screen turned purple. So this user said, so I was distracting, then my game turned purple. I thought it was just me until our Gordy died the same way. And this user replied saying same, and they provided a picture of the purple screen. If we take a closer look, this is what happens to them. Their screen turns purple, a bluish purple. Why is this happening? What's going on? Our last bug is to do with roleplay mode, and a poster is floating on the wall. It's been like this for so long. I'm surprised they haven't fixed it yet.